Hi everyone, welcome to Border Tanks with StewiejP. I'm Stewie and this is the Tier 10 Chinese medium tank, the 121. This replay kindly sent to me by Bautista 91 from YAWN clan. And in this replay on Windstorm, he's going to have an absolute ripper without getting too much away. I haven't seen this many medals in one game in quite some time. Now the 121, which is the Chinese Tier 10 medium, as I mentioned. I've got one of these. I haven't played that many games in it. It's not that quick for a medium tank. You can see he's only doing about 40, which is probably okay for a medium at Tier 10. And it's got a pretty good punchy gun, a bouncy turret. And I think probably its only downside, apart from its lack of speed, is the gun depression. It doesn't really have a massive amount of gun depression, which is common to most of the Chinese tanks. Now Bautista 91, or Bayu I'm going to call him in this replay, he's heading down to the city area where traditionally the heavies duke it all out. Looking at the lineups of the two teams, Bayu's team only has 3 heavy tanks and none of them are top tier. He's got the M103, VK4502B and the WZ11114, all at Tier 9. So Bayu's going to do a little bit of spotting for his team. You can see he's getting a fair amount of support on the mini-map. You can see a lot of friendly tanks back here ready to snipe, but none of those tanks are going to have shots on that IS-7. Of course, look at the lineup of the enemy team. The IS-7, the Type 5 heavy, which can be a very tricky tank to penetrate, and a few Tier 9s. Now the IS-7's fired, so Bayu takes the opportunity to put a handy 439 damage into his lower plate, but it looks like you can only just see him. It looks like he's aiming towards him, so he needs to be a little bit careful. He's only a medium tank. He's lucky enough that his tracks ate that shot, but it looks like the IS-7 might have pulled back. The Conqueror will come forward though and take 524 damage that shot was. And of course the M103 is coming up to help Bayu, and Bayu's just looking for a shot. Wasn't quite lucky enough there. That shot, I think it might have went into the side of the building. The T95 there as well, another hard tank to penetrate. Somehow gets a shot into the IS-7 with that last shell. You can see he's already picked up nearly 1400 hit points of damage, but there's a lot more to go. That T95 is going to be a tough nut to crack. I don't have one. I've had it unlocked for some time, but it's as you just saw then, it can take a beating, but looks like it might have been the grill which put a handy 700 hit points of damage into that T95. And now look at his team, look at the mini-map. Bayu's teammates are surrounding, slowly they're surrounding these enemy heavy tanks. You can see that armour of the 121's definitely doing its job, bouncing shots like there's no tomorrow for the M103. The M103 is keeping him tracked. He's choosing not to use his repair kit at this stage because he's not really taking any damage, and the enemy team are getting surrounded. Blocks another shot, but again that M103 is keeping him tracked. But it looks like the M103's turning his focus to the middle of the city now because they're getting surrounded. So Bayu takes the opportunity to put another shot into that T95. They really want to get rid of that T95 because the tanks in front of him aren't going to be able to penetrate him from the front. So he shoots him and puts him on fire, taking him out of the game, and then he tries to get the finishing shot on that M103, but the AMX-30 does its job. Now good map awareness here from Bayu. You can see that most of the enemy tanks were last spotted in the central region of the mini-map, and it looks like they're coming back around this way. So Bayu's going back to make sure they don't get capped out for a start, because plenty of his friendly tanks looks like they're heading towards the enemy base. Going through the water. Left himself exposed a little bit to that T54 lightweight, but he was lucky enough to bounce the damage. He's still on full health. Bautista 91. And he's already picked up 2,500 damage, but there's more to be done. Bounces a shot from the Type 5 heavy. That's not bad at all. And tries to shoot a T54 in the back, but he just looks like he only missed it by inches. Type 5 heavy still looking his way, so he needs to be careful. Does have a Pretty punchy gun, the Type 5 Heavy. But also has a long reload. And a weak spot on the frontal side of the tank, which he was unlucky enough not to penetrate on that occasion. It looks like the Type 5 Heavy's reloaded, so Bayou's staying under cover, keeping him lit. There's no artillery to shoot the Type 5 Heavy, but Bayou gets a nice shot into his cupola. He knows his reload's going to beat the Type 5 Heavy. The Type 5 Heavy is moving around a bit. He doesn't want to make it easy, and that's why that shot bounced. Type 5 Heavy shoots again and misses. With the score at 7 apiece, Bayou gets another shot into him, and again he knows his reload's going to beat him, so he knows he's going to have a chance to put in another one, especially if he stays still. Another 400 damage as the Type 5 Heavy's fully loaded now. And that shot only did 294 damage. The other ones which were blocked looked like they were blocked for a lot more than that. Maybe he's flop firing some kind of high explosive ammunition or something like that. But Bayou now focusing on the STI. Another bounce as he puts a shot into the STI, and the Jag Tiger finishes him off. Now, lucky for Bayou, some of his teammates are coming back to help reset this cap. There's only 30 seconds to go. 30 seconds should be enough time to get back there. Now Bayou, even though he's got a side shot on that Type 5 Heavy, he's ignoring him. He's going straight for the cap because it's now under 20 seconds. Fires clutch and resets the cap very nicely into the T-54, the Tier 9 Russian medium tank, as the Jagdpanzer E100 takes out that Type 5 Heavy, which was causing a little bit of grief. And on the other side of the map, the Leopard 1 takes out Bayou's teammate in the Jag Tiger, the Tier 9 German tank destroyer. Now Bayou getting up around here, so he's safe from any shots from this side of the map, and he's just gonna brawl with this T-54. He rams him for 374 damage, takes a little bit of damage, and he shoots him for another 400 odd damage, and then takes him out of the game, picking up his second kill. And now it's time to turn their attention to whoever else is left. That Leopard is being a little bit annoying in the middle of the map. He's picked up 2 kills, the Leopard 1. And that second kill from the Leopard 1 was the last of Bayou's teammates that were in the city. Now he's having a look at that T-30. He bounces in, but he also bounces the return shot from the T-30. Again, he knows his reload's going to be quicker than the T-30, but the T-30 really not giving him much to aim at. That last shot that Bayou puts in, all it does is bounce off his turret. Now it looks like the AMX-30 and maybe the RU on low health are going to flank that T-30. So Bayou's using his map awareness to help him do so and go forward, because he does have the hit points. He's on 1,334 hit points, which is a lot more than the other guys on his team. But there's that pesky Leopard again. That Leopard's on 1,500 hit points as well. Searching for a shot on that T-30. He bounces another shot into that T-30's turret. I don't have a T-30, but after seeing this replay, I'm looking forward to getting one. Looks like it's got quite a good amount of armour indeed. That last shot for 480 damage into the T-30's hull puts him down for a one shot, and cops a shot from the Leopard but puts one into return, bringing the Leopard down to 1,000 hit points, which is a little bit more manageable. And the score's still 12 apiece. It's 3 versus 3. Leopard, a grill and a T-30 on the enemy team. You can wipe that T-30 now. Versus Bayou and his 1-2-1. The little RU and the Jagdpanzer. RU doing a hell of a job keeping the tanks lit. As Bayou puts another 478 hit points of damage into the back of that Leopard. That Leopard is definitely the danger tank. He's got the speed and he's got the view range to really put some damage in, especially against the slow, clunky Jagdpanzer E100, who's really going to have a hard time chasing down the remaining enemy tanks. Looking at the damage counter, you can see Bayou Couture 91 from YAWN Clans picked up over 7,000 damage already, and now he's searching for the kill shot on that Leopard. Get rid of that Leopard, and then he'll have a good view range advantage over the Grill 15, who looks like he's still in the city. It's been a long time since that Grill 15's been spotted. He actually, with the speed of the Grill 15, he could be absolutely anywhere by now. He could be back at the base, or he could also even be approaching the friendly base at G2. Leopard takes out the RU, but doesn't think that Bayou's going to be there. Bayou picks up his third kill, and now it's just a case of looking for that Grill. The new German tank destroyer with the gun that looks like it can reach the moon. Pretty tense. Pretty tense at the end there. It was pretty... it was looking pretty dicey. Bayou's going for the obvious choice. The Grill might have gone back to the base to defend the base if that's where he thought that these tanks were going to be attacking him from. He's loaded high explosive. He's loaded a high explosive shell, which you can see might do 530 damage, which is a little bit more than the premium ammunition, which is the only thing he's got left other than high explosive, the heat. He's looking for the Grill. He can't find him. He's going to put his toe on the cap. He's going to try and cap it to lure him out. He's not sure. He's looking around and thinking about it. Looks like he might have paused to type something in the chat. That's exactly what he's done. Letting the Jag Panther E100 know what he's going to do. Oh, Cap, you hold. Make sure he doesn't come back. That's what he means. Make sure the Grill doesn't... If the Grill comes back this way, then the Jag Panther can put a big, massive 1,000 hit points of damage into him in one shot if he turns around. On the other hand, if the Grill comes up this way, from this direction, then we'll see what happens. It's going to take a full minute and 10 seconds for the Cap to go off. It's just a case of waiting for the Grill 15 now. Even if the game was to end this way, Bayou Couture 91, he's done 7,407 hit points of damage, which is a massive game. Only picked up 3 kills, but he definitely did his job putting the damage into the enemy side. Now both tanks are on the cap circle now. Let's see if that Grill's going to come back to try and reset. No, the Jag just drove straight through the cap, and he's going to... It looks like the Jag's going to aim his gun this way, just in case the Grill comes back this way, which is the last place he was spotted, which does make sense. Still 30 seconds to go on the cap timer. And he's looking around, he's moving his mouse around just to try and look at... You can see that the Jag Panther's aiming back towards the city. And Bayou's just going to sit on the cap circle. He's obviously mindful of the time. There's less than 2 minutes to go. And it might take, with the speed and manoeuvrability of the Grill 15, that the Grill's probably quick enough to get away from these two tanks. So in the end, not a very climatic result. There he is. Does he put a shot into it? No, he doesn't. The timer doesn't quite let him do it. As you look at the post-game battle results, a massive game from Bayou Couture 91. Look at all those medals. Not surprising. You got an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, a Bruiser for doing module damage, Arsonist because he destroyed a vehicle by setting it on fire. That would have been the T95. Duelist for killing 2 enemies that did damage to his tank. Fire for effect. Shellproof for having total damage blocked by armor exceed the hit points of your vehicle. Defender for reducing the amount of enemy cap points. That's when that T54 was capping Bayou's base. Steel wall. Always have a bit of a giggle when a medium tank picks up a steel wall. It either tells me that the heavies weren't really brawling, or he just had very good use of being hulled down when he could be. High Calibre and Invader for capping out the enemy base. Look at all those tanks that he's spotted, killed, damaged. As we look at the second page, 7,407 hit points of damage, 3 kills, 1,222 base experience, 27 shots fired, 24 of them hit. Nice and accurate shooting. 16 did damage, and that gave him his 7,407 damage. Blocked over 5,000 hit points of damage. That's absolutely massive, 5,000 hit points of damage in a medium tank. Looking at the last page of the post-game battle result. He fired a little bit of premium edition, I think. That's probably why he didn't make any credits. But even with a premium account, he only would have made 20,000 credits, that's just how it happens, I guess, at Tier 10. Even though it was an ace tanker and he absolutely carried the game. Look at the score, 7,400. The two grills didn't have a bad game, but no one else came anywhere near the 7,407 hit points of damage. The grill who survived on the enemy team didn't have a bad game, but just I think he left his run a little bit too late to try and reset the cap. And anyway, it was an awesome game from Bayou Couture 91 from YAWN Clan. Thanks very much, Bayou, for that replay. An awesome game and a great carry in the Tier 10 Chinese medium tank, the 121. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you all next time.